Before you can use AutoCAD, you need to familiarize yourself thoroughly with its graphical user interface, which is known as GUI. What you are seeing on my screen is the window interface. So there's not much difference with the Mac interface. If you are using a Mac, don't panic, just follow along with your machine. The first thing we'll be talking about is the application menu, which is located at the top left corner of the software. Here, this is where we have the new, to open a new drawing or a new sheet. And here again, we can open new drawing, sheet, drawing from the cloud. And we have option to save our drawing. Let's say you're working on a drawing you want to save, and we have option to save as. Here you can save a drawing as a template using the save as option, or you can save to other formats using the save as options. We have formats like DWG, DWT, DWX, or DXF formats. Here again, we also have options for importing files. You can import PDF, DGN, FBX, and other formats. We can also export our drawing to other formats too, like DWF, DWFX, and many other formats that we can see here. We also have options to publish our work into archive, send to 3D printing services, or e-transmit, or we can publish it to an email, or whatever options we want to choose from the listed one here. We also have options here to print our drawing. Here we can do plot, or we can batch plot. We can plot preview before we print. Before we plot, plot also means printing in AutoCAD. So before we plot, we can preview what we want to plot, view plot, and publish these details. We can also do a page setup here. We can also manage plotters, which we can say it means managing printers. So we have drawing utilities too. Here we have the drawing properties. Also, we can look for units here. We can audit. We can look for the status of our drawing. We can purge. We can recover, and many other things you can do here. We also have the close option here to close the drawing, or to close all drawings, which if we close all drawing, it closes the application. Or we can come here and click the exit AutoCAD 2018 option here. We also have the option button here. This is where we customize the AutoCAD to our own taste. And if you look at this right side here now, we have the list of our recently opened documents here, which we can click on any of them and start working with them. So that's all about the application menu. So beside the application menu is the quick access toolbars. Here we have the list of functions or buttons that are already displayed in the application menu. And if we move to this side here, we have an icon here that is used to customize the quick access toolbar. If we click on it, here we can see that we have some list of options that are already checked. We can check and uncheck the ones we want there. And again, if we want to add more to the quick access toolbar, we can click on more commands. So here we have a lot of commands here that we can add to the access toolbar, but now we will not be doing that. I'm just trying to show you. So close it. Under the quick access toolbar, we have the ribbon. The ribbons are in tabs. We have the home tabs, the insert tabs, the annotate, the parametric, and many more. And under each tabs, we have panels. We are on the home tabs now. We have the draw panel, the modify panel, the annotation panel, and the layer panel. If you click on insert tab, we have different panels, different from the ones we have in the home tab. So under this insert tab now, we have block panel, block definition panel, reference, points cloud, and many more. Now we move to the tabs, the file tabs. So we have the start tab here, and we have the file tabs here. Here in the file tabs, we have options like model, layout, and layouts too. So we'll be talking about them more as we progress in the lesson. But make sure that if you are making drawings, your file tabs is always on the model option. So we also have options here to add new file tabs. If you click here now, it will give you a new tab to start a new drawing. If you click here again, it will give you a new tab to start a new drawing. So, and you can click on this X button here to close each of the tabs. So if I should close this now, it will take me to the startup page, which if I click on start, you see that it's just like the startup page we explained earlier. So let me click on drawing tabs again. So under these file tabs now we have the viewport menu, or we have the viewport tool, which is top 2D wireframes. So since our work will only be on the 2D interface, we will not be touching any of this. We won't alter anything here, so we'll let it be. So after that, we have the whole space to ourselves, which is called the model space. This is where we make our drawings, and this is just like an infinite paper. It is unlimited. What you can draw on it is unlimited. And another beauty of it is that you can draw to scale, or you can draw to whatever scale you desire. So on the right hand side here, we have the view cube, which we can use it to navigate around our model space. But since we are working on the 2D space, we'll make sure that the view cube stays the way it is all the time. We don't touch anything on the view cube. And if you mistakenly touch anything, just click your Ctrl Z and it will take you back to your previous screen. And here again, under here, we have the navigation tools. On these tools here can be used to navigate through our drawing. We have the pan tools. This icon look like hand. When you click on it, you'll be able to pan. You see, as I click and hold down, I'll be able to move my model space around. You come here again, we have the zoom tool. But under the zoom tool, we have a little drop down arrow there. If you click on it, we have zoom extend, zoom window, zoom previous, zoom retime, zoom or zoom dynamic, and all other type of zoom. So we'll be explaining all these types of zoom as we progress in the lesson. So just pay attention to them. And if you want to go out of the pan tool, you hit your escape key and you are back to your crosshair icon. And again, we'll move to the command line. So the command line is where we see all the commands we give to AutoCAD, and from here again, this is where AutoCAD also interacts with us and tell us what's next to do, or what is expecting us to do after giving a command. For example, let me click the line command. You see AutoCAD is telling me to specify first point. So I'm going to click on any point and take a look at the command line again. It's telling me to specify next point or hit the undo. So let me specify the next point again. It's still telling me again to specify next point or hit undo. Let me specify next point again. You can see that I'm now having two options in the brackets now. After it's telling me to specify next point, I have another option, close or undo. So I can come here and do undo, which will take me back to my previous point. Or when I click and I click on close, it will close the line for me. So that's the work of the command line. It helps me make the drafting easier for me. So for me to have a good drafting experience, I have to pay attention to the command line. And one thing again is that the options in the command line is going to be based on whatever tool I have running at that particular period. Let's say I'm using the rectangle tool now. You see now that the rectangle tool options is quite different from the line tool. So you see specify first corner point, and here now I'm having options to do area, dimension, or rotation. So if I click on area, I'll be able to give what area I want my rectangle to cover. So let's say I'm saying 1200 and I hit enter. So to say calculate length, rectangle length dimension based on calculate rectangle dimension based on length or width. So let me just click on length and enter, specify second point. So the next one we're talking about here is the status bar here. Here we have different options that makes our drafting experience okay. And for example, we have the auto mode, we have the polar tracking, and here again we have the workspace switching. If, for example, if I toggle on the auto mode and I try to create a line, the line will always be straight. vertically or in the horizontal plane. So that's the work of auto mode for me, and we'll be talking more about most of these options in the status bar when we move up in the lessons. And again, there's something I want to show us here, the workspace. If you click on this J icon here, you see we have different workspace. We have the drafting and annotation, we have the 3D basic, we have the 3D modeling. So if I click on 3D modeling, pay attention to my ribbon and see what is happening there. You see that the panels in my ribbon have changed, and most of the ribbons also I have additional ribbons again. And if you notice that in the drafting and annotation workspace, I don't have solid, I don't have surface. Here in the 3D modeling now, I have solid, I have surface, and in the home tab here now, the panels are modeling, mesh, solid editing, and many more. So that's if I'm working in the 3D interface. You can see that my panel and everything is quite different from the way it was in the 2D workspace. So let's go back to the drafting and annotation workspace. That is where we'll be doing our 2D drafting. We have come to the end of our introduction to the AutoCAD tools. So basically, as we walk along, you get to understand more about each of the tools we use. So don't feel bad if you don't really have the essential knowledge of AutoCAD, but it will be a good one if you have the knowledge. But if you don't have it, you can still walk along. Just follow the instructions you have and feel free to ask questions. Don't forget to click like and share and comment on this video. Thank you.